name's Rene Hernandez. Actually, I have a longer name. My full name is Rene Alberto Hernandez Lopez Gallegos Velasquez. It's a really long name, so I never use it really. I graduated from Utah State University with actually a bachelor's in Spanish and a minor in math because I originally was an electrical engineer. It's what I'm actually really passionate about, but I like working with people a lot more, so I kind of went into student affairs. That's actually what I'm working on my master's, and I'll be doing my doctorate in that in a year's time. So this is the funny part. So I only saw my future as an electrical engineer. I never actually saw my future as anything else. My goal was to work with for the Air Force, work on their turbines, and eventually work on their satellite communication. That was like Rene's dream. Like, this is what I'm going to do. And eventually I was going to come back to UCU and be the dean of the College of Engineering. Like, you know what I mean? That's like the goal. After I went, but then I made it up to a point. Then I went on an LDS mission. When I came back, I only had 2 years left of my program to finish it up, but I made the decision that I loved so much what I'd done on the LDS mission I was serving, that I wanted to work more with people. So I made the choice to jump, but by then I was kind of tired of school as well a little bit, and so I'd been taking Spanish classes and all my math credits, so I only had one more semester, so I just wrapped up all the classes between a spring and a summer and graduated. So I had no idea what I was planning on doing. I just know from all the experience I'd gained that along with my degree, I was gonna be okay. Does that make sense? Like, I just applied for a lot of different jobs, used the skill sets I learned about being bilingual, my people skills, and all the experience I gained on campus. That's why when I spoke with y'all, I said that the biggest thing you can do is gain experiences through what you do on campus. Because your academics are great, but sometimes they don't give you a clear vision of where you wanna go. But your experiences at least give you an idea that you'll be okay. You can find a niche until you figure out where you want to go. My journey was kind of funky. It was more like the things I did. I mentioned, you said that you love to talk, right? And I said that's an amazing strength because interacting with people is something some people don't know how to do very well. So for me, my strengths were that I was very sociable. Like, I could almost talk to anyone and not be really afraid of talking with them. And at the same time, I enjoy putting on things for people to enjoy, and so that they can bring them together, you know. But at the same time, I'm a huge loner. Like, I love books, I love being by myself and just going into my own little world. So when I got to college, that's what I did. I just got involved with all those things. Like, I did stuff that were service oriented because I love that. I got involved with the activities committees up there on the 3rd floor, Access and Diversity Center, because I'm multicultural and whatnot too, right? But then I'm like, you know what, this is getting boring, so I expanded myself to on-campus housing. I was serving as an ambassador here in the admissions office too at that time. You know, jobs, I started working for athletics, I joined a fraternity, I was working for housing, then later on I was working for financial aid, and then just slowly all the things I got involved with made me realize I was very passionate about people, especially the environment, but I didn't know that's what I wanted to do. That's just meant that this is what I love. It was people who made the difference for me when I failed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
For example, one of these chances. So something you don't know is actually today is my last day in this position. I didn't share that. As diverse recruiter, I actually just got in a way promoted. I'll be on the 3rd floor. I'll be assuming the new program coordinator position over the Gear Up program up there. So I'll be working with underrepresented students, but at a younger age. Yeah. So it's kind of like a move up for me in a way. But before I even did that, I was actually afraid to even apply. Like, that fear of failure, or even just leaving, the fear of change, right? That's something new was coming. So I ended up talking to James Morales, the VP of Student Services, and he said, how can you choose to walk through a door if you've never even opened it? So in the end, I think that was the way I always overcame failure, was actually just by doing it. And if I failed, at least I gave myself the opportunity. For me, it was really after I graduated that I kind of figured everything out. Because after I graduated, I was working for Bear River Head Start, and I was doing everything I loved. I was working with groups of underrepresented individuals, you know, helping them achieve, be better, educating them, this and that. But there's an emotional thing where you're working with families that's super hard, and I couldn't handle that. I'm not a very emotionally connected person. And so as I thought of it more, I realized I liked working with this population of students more. Not little kids, they made me claustrophobic. Not families, because I feel like there's a lot of baggage that I don't know how to. I'm not a social worker, I'm not, I don't, psychologist, I don't have that knowledge. But I have enough that I can work with the population that's trying to discover themselves, trying to figure out what they want to do. And that's what you guys are. What makes me wake up on Mondays and actually show up?
Yeah.
The honest reason is that so on the weekends, I'm actually excited for the weekend to be over and Monday come. The reason why is because I had one girl recently who came here and we sat down with her and her mom and she started crying. Fallout wouldn't meet my eyes. She was just distraught. She's like, I have no chance of going. So she was an undocumented student. She was a DACA mental student, meaning that she can't get financial aid, she can't get scholarships, she can go to a university and she can get a job afterwards. It's totally legal in that sense, but she can't get any federal or state aid, right? So she's saying she has a 3.9 GPA, did great on her ACT, but I can't qualify for anything. And she's just dying. But at the end, we spoke for an hour. First of all, I literally had to convince her to look at me in my eyes. And I'm like, if you do not look into my eyes, I cannot help you. And so eventually she looked into my eyes. And just that lifting head, what's made it worth it for me. Does that make sense? And that's why I come in the morning, because it's a new excitement to see what's gonna happen. But that's how I know I'm in the right field though, because I feel excited. For me, I guess, I always know people have potential, they can be whatever they want, but I love hearing their stories. For me, people, the university does the human library, have you guys ever heard that? They invite people who literally tell you their stories, different things. So when I meet a person, learning the story, why they're choosing, they are where they are, or it just helps me understand why they're making the choices they're gonna make, you know what I mean? And that's what fascinates me about people, it's their history. For me, people are books. And I know that can sound terrible, but I love reading chapter after chapter.
Yeah.
And then eventually I could see their potential, because in a way, if we become close enough, I'll be writing those chapters along with them, so it's kind of cool.